What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to show you how to generate a remote and transponder for Honda vehicles using your Xhorse key tool. You've also got an Xhorse universal key. This is one with the super chip built in. It's a wireless remote. We've already got the blade cut with a roll pin and a battery installed. If you can see that light there, I'm going to need a battery installed for the wireless remotes. So to get started, I'm going to do the remote first. You probably want some internet connection on a lot of these functions. I'm going to go down to Honda. And the reason I'm doing the remote first is even Xhorse will tell you on some that if you do the transponder before the remote, it might erase the transponder info when you do the remote. So do the remote first. We'll go down to ridgeline. Always recommend to double checking your FCC ID before going with the Keytool. Sometimes there's a lot of options. I see a couple smart keys, and then here's the one we're looking for. FCC ID ending in 380H. I'll go ahead and select that. Now, this is for a ridgeline. Ridgelines don't have trunks. This is for my personal vehicle, so I personally just like the way these Xhorse super remotes feel. I'm gonna not care that it has a trunk button. It's just not gonna do anything for this vehicle. So what we'll do next is we'll take our key with the battery installed, and we'll put in our antenna there, and we're gonna hit generate remote. If you have any problems, some even recommend to take the PCB board with battery out and put in the antenna without the case. So there we go, there's our message about clearing the transponder info. Go ahead and hit OK. Alrighty, the remote is complete. So now we got to do the transponder. We're going to go back to the main menu, hit generate transponder. This is a Phillips 46 chip that we're looking for. ECID 46. We've got two options. I'm just going to show you. We've got all these here. There's a cord, I believe, down there, but I've noticed that that doesn't seem to work right. So what I'm going to do is select this top one here, ID 46. We're going to hit generate. And there we go. Now our transponder is generated. I'm going to go ahead and just double check the work real quick. We'll go to transponder clone, read transponder, chip type 46. So this should be good to program to the Honda. I will be back with you in the vehicle, and we'll get that program to the car. What's going on, everybody? We're back in the Honda Ridgeline. I'm going to go ahead and show the universal key that I generated, both transponder and the remote, the Xhorse universal key. We're going to get that programmed in. I switched over to the Autel KM100. Just to be honest, the Xhorse immobilizer programming, it works, but the menus and options for Hondas are pretty frustrating. So KM100 works good. Got to have your VCI plugged in, OBD port down there. And then what we're going to do is go to our main menu, immobilizer. Got our VCI check mark at the top. Sometimes you'll need internet, so just be aware of that. And what I'm going to do here is go to Honda, and I'll show you the easiest way to get these programmed in. Let's go ahead and flip out our key. I'm going to put it in our ignition, turn the ignition on. You'll see that blinking key light there. This key is not programmed to the vehicle. You would not be able to start that car. So I'm going to go to automatic selection, see if I can get it to detect the VIN. Select blade key. There we have it, ridgeline. I'm gonna hit yes. Alright, so recommend on every vehicle, go ahead and do a immobilizer scan. Ignition is on. The purpose of this, of course, is to make sure there's no problems with a car that you're key programming on. It could leave you on the hook for something that's been going on. Third blade key system. So it looks like we've got one fault here where it was red. And it says down here, not normal. It's because we have an unprogrammed key in there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do this as an all keys lost scenario. Go ahead and do the guided version. That's the trick, in my opinion. Let's do the guided. It'll walk you through a lot easier steps than if you select the third blade key system. Turn ignition off. Ignition is off. Turn ignition on, same key. Then 15 seconds. Key programming successful. Do we want to learn the next key? No. Turn ignition off. Turn ignition on. That immobilizer light is still blinking. Turn ignition off. Turn ignition on, same key. See if that immobilizer light goes out. There we go. Does the immobilizer indicator lamp go out? Yes, it does. So we're going to hit yes. Should close out of programming here. Turn ignition off. Turn ignition on. Registration of the key is completed. Turn ignition off. So a lot of cycling the ignition off and on. Check keys, start ignition. Let's go ahead and turn it on. There we go. No theft light. That other beeping noise is my dash cam, so pardon that. Alright, we're going to go ahead and hit OK. And we are done with our key. Now we have to do the remote portion. So I'll show you that here. We'll put the key tool aside. Now for the remote portion, I've done this on a couple other videos. Let me go ahead and shut my door so the beeping stops. What we're going to do is take our key, we're going to turn the ignition on, and we're going to hit lock, turn ignition off, turn ignition on, unlock, turn ignition off, turn ignition on, lock, turn ignition off, turn ignition on, unlock. You heard the door cycle? It's in programming mode. Hit a button one more time, and it's going to program that remote. Now we'll turn this off, and our remote should be programmed as well. Go ahead and step out of the vehicle and shut my doors, show you that the remote is working. Alright, lock. Unlock once, driver door, twice for the rest. And then we've got our panic button at the top here. Turn that off with the unlock button. There you have it, guys. That's how you program a universal key. This is an Xhorse universal key to a Honda vehicle using your Autel KM100. Again, we generated this with the Keytool Max and programmed both remote from the vehicle and the transponder with the Autel. Hope this helps. Thank you for your time.